Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, let's chop up this box. Let's chop it up. Talk this box. I'm going to try to be a little more organized today. I'm trying to up my professionalism. Hyphy, yeah, join the Patreon, man. Yeah, man, I got a really good one up there, man. I did a Patreon yesterday, man. I think you guys will like. I'm going to have like do a little series where I have access. I think you'll like it, man. I put a sample one up on the page. Go check that out, man. Hyphy, my man, whose tube is in mine? What's going on, man? The cursor, what's going on, man? Almighty Law 703, what's good? Robert Walker, Kenny Linder, what's going on, man? Marcus the Villain, what's happening? D74, Romero Harris, what's going on, man? Mark Blake, what's going on? AD Solo, what's happening, man? Aaron Parker, what's good? Grace Terrell, what's going on, man? Lauren Bivell, what's going on again? Welcome back. Well, happy today. Yes, sir. Morning to you as well, Harold Jones. Wookie Wook, what's good? It's Cursor. What's going on, man? Felix Nunez. Toot Robinson. Where's my wrench, man? I got to keep myself a little more organized, dog. Where's my wrench? Toot Robinson in the building. Oh, dog. Hey, man, Toot, I was going to get, dog, I give you a gong regardless of the super chat, but gong for the super chat, too. What's going on, Felix Nunez? Damon Hennix, Shin Smoke, Sonata Media. What's going on, man? I am so glad I unblocked you, Sonata Media. I think you were blocked. I was going through my thing and got rid of it, man. Whose tube is this mine? That the Don, great interview. Direct me to purchasing a new copy of the book, man. You can go to Amazon. And just get the title. The boss put his name is Robert Blackwell, and buy the book, man. I'm gonna do several more interviews with him, man. That dude. So y'all don't be knowing, man. That cat there that I got that interview. I was lucky to get that interview. That cat right there, man. I'm telling you, this cat is a cat that he had. He's, as far as I know, the cats that he has mentored. I know of at least 6 dudes that he's made millionaires. At least 6 dudes that he has made millionaires. A bunch of other cats that he's gotten jobs and directed them in their careers in corporate America. And himself, he owned a company that was the 38th biggest black-owned company in America before he sold it for a lot of money. And now he's retired. He wrote a book about entrepreneurship for kids. And there's another cat that I'm going to do one with. He's out in California. I'm trying to get this dude locked down. He owns a business called Macro. He won an Oscar last year. He won an Oscar, or the year before last, he won an Oscar for Fences. The cat's really on his stuff, man. So, I've got a lot of access to, for my professional career, guys that really do start businesses, man, and really have run and made a good amount of dough running their businesses. And they know how to go about starting businesses and what's the most important things to run in businesses, more so than just kind of like just the financial literacy type of thing. But really, man, like, how you gonna make some dough? Like, what do you need to do to make some dough? So check out that interview, man. Get on the Patreon, man, because I have that one up there just because it's one example. It's just one example that I wanted to give people for a reason to do that, man. My research last night only produced 2 used copies. I checked Books A Million and Amazon. I think you should be able to find. Well, I'll ask him how to do it because this one's self-published, so he'll probably just have to send it to you when I get him. Hopefully, I'll be able to get him on the phone later today if he answers. And I'll figure out how to do that, and I'll get it up there. Omega Red, what's going on, man? Much love to you, man. Tony Dore, my man, what's good? What's going on, man? But that is... Yeah, there you go. All right, man. So let me go through this. Good morning, everybody. Rams and Sutton, what's going on, man? Salute. Only 2 copies. I like to purchase a new copy. Unless I can't, then I'll personally use. Send me your email, man, and we'll ship you out. And I will ship you off a book, man. Or buy it. Just give it to me, and I can get it to you. Absolutely. Let me see. Fannon, bet that up, man. That's what's up. Cool. Hit me up. Now look, man, let's get to this boxing. Let's get to this boxing, man. Oh, Cascar said, what's good, Fannon? I know it's not dumb question night, but who you got? Tony the Tiger versus the Green Giant? Man, the Green Giant, man. Tony the Tiger fat and lazy, dog. Green guy just stomp him. Blow. It's just, yeah, man. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Hey, did you hear that someone has a mic for you? The same one that went out. Yeah, I did, man. I was supposed to get an email about it, man. But it's all right. This email, I mean, this one works, man. You know, I wouldn't mind getting another one because it looks cooler. Like that, this looks cooler. But this is fine, man. You know, it works. I did buy a new camera though, and spent money on a new camera, and the new camera doesn't look as good as the one that's on my shit. Just wasted money trying to up the tech, you know. Wookie Wood, glad to be here. Had to rig up my computer to my TV. That's what's up. I got a mic too, Wookie Wook. That's what's up. Hey, yeah, man, send me your. I got my email here. El Grand Tito, man, what's good, man? Merv Cut, young man, the curve, man, what's going on, man? Post your email. Here you go. Only thing is, like, you know, I don't like to give out my address and all that stuff, man, because I got a lot of crazy people, man, been following me lately. Like, crazy dudes, man. It's a lot of crazy dudes. But let's talk this out, man. Let's talk this up, man. Let's get on this boxing talk, man. Let's get on this boxing talk. Got 113 people in the building. Let's get the likes up over 100, man. I definitely appreciated. Oh, what's going on, man? Hold on, man. My man, 78. See, I got to join 78's Patreon. 78 is on my Patreon, man. See, y'all ain't got superstars on y'all Patreon. I got superstars on Patreon, dog. Okay, see, I totally agree. I hate when people say how to start my own business. I'm like, what can you like what can you do? That's what it is. What are you good at, dog? Yes, man. Dudes crazy. Yeah, they are, man. Did you take my wrench, Jamal? Right? I don't think so. It might have been if you ain't been here for a while. I did clear a couple cats out because I was trying to figure out who screwed my channel over, man. Fannon keeps that wrench close just in case. Yeah, we slapping you. But let's talk about this boxing. What's going on, Ali Voso in the building? What's going on, Ali Voso? Yeah, man. By the way, if you guys can't do super chats all the time, just join the Patreon, man. Just do the Patreon, man. That would be appreciated, man. I'm trying to get 500 people onto the Patreon. Because when I get $500 people on the Patreon, I'm telling you, I'm going to be able to get some real good stuff, man. Specifically designed for cats, man. What did they do to your channel, Fannon? They got on the channel with a wrench and deleted a bunch of people. They got wrenches. They do things that you can do with a wrench. All right, I ain't giving nobody no ideas, okay? But they do things that you can do with a wrench and cause you all kind of problems. Johnny John, what's going on, man? But let me get to this boxing talk, man. Let's get to this boxing talk. If you want to talk the business talk and the political talk, go to the Patreon, man. It's going to be good. I'm telling you. It's going to be good. This cat right there, just to let you know how much, dude, this cat is made through his business after he retired. Over $300 million in revenue after he retired. Now, profit and all that, this cat had one of the biggest minority-owned businesses in the country. And cats that were younger, there's other dudes who copied what he did and did even bigger companies, man. Telling you, I mean, made good money. Hey, man, we got a mole, yeah. D70, D72425. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll take care of that, man. It's finally, so it's unblocked. Yeah, I unblocked you for a while. They must be slow on unblocking people. But let me get back to boxing because I did that a while ago. All right, man. So Eddie Hearn loses a purse bid, man. And so I'm told that Eddie Hearn said he's losing purse bids on purpose. Why would you lose a purse bid on purpose? You just are trying to push up the price? You trying to push up the price or something? we'll just push up the price. I would love to know. It's either you're losing it on purpose so that you can just inflate the value of the purse bid. But what if you go too high? What if you go too high? And the guy's like, nah, you can have it. Now you pushed it up to an amount that you didn't want to do. What kind of sense does that make, man? More than likely, it's, oh, come on, man. They're not going to let you win and you not can. I would think that the reason why he would do that, the most reasonable, was I was thinking about this. There's a deposit that you have to put down when you win a purse bid. When you win a purse bid, you got a certain amount of time where you got to give up, where you actually got to put up that money, right? You can't, like, to the whatever the sanctioning body is, if it was the WBC, like if he wins a purse bid for the WBC, you got to give up, I don't know if it's 15%, 20%, whatever you win, you got to put that money up. You got to pay that fee, a percentage of that fee and all that stuff to the sanctioning body when you win that purse bid. But if you don't win a purse bid, then you can just set up the fight, right? And you don't have the upfront costs associated with the purse bid, right? And you can negotiate a larger percentage for your fighter. You can do all that type of stuff when you don't go to purse bid. But when you do go to purse bid, not only is that money set, right? And everybody knows how much your fighter's making, by the way. Everybody knows what your fighter's making because you lost the purse bid. So we know how much you're making. Because the purse bid, we're going to find out what the purse bid is. What was the winning bet on the purse bid? What was the winning bid? And what's the division? What's the mandated split? So we'll know how much you're paying, right? He probably want to keep them books closed. He wants them books closed, and he doesn't want the upfront costs, right? And the upfront cost is probably the biggest, and he doesn't want to take the risk. Clearly, the guy's risk adverse, because then you set how much money you're going to pay these guys, and it's not dictated upon how much money the fight actually generates. So you can't deal off of a percentage. There might be a couple reasons why he doesn't win the purse bids. Not that he wants to lose them. But regardless, that shit's embarrassing, dog. Why bid if you don't want it? Yeah, pretty much. Oh, yeah, man, dude is full of it. Absolutely, man. D74 said, folks in here and 80 likes, smash the likes, you dusty, ashy hoes. Share the stream on social media, man. Hey, yeah, man, share the stream on social media. Sharing videos, man, that shit helps, man. I'm telling you, I did a couple videos. I know somebody shared them mugs because them shits went vroom. I don't mind that. But I really do just like, you guys watch the video, watch the ads. I'm cool. Just let him play. Eddie definitely wants books closed. Yeah, man. He don't want everybody to know what his business is. Then his game is up, dog. Then his game is up. Who's too business mind? Please, the Don. No personal address. If no PO box, either just let me know how to purchase a new copy, or I'll purchase it, or I'll purchase it used. Okay, we'll figure it out, man. I mean, I'll send it to. I'll get it sent to you. I'll get it sent to you. You can send me your, matter of fact, send me your address. Send me your address. I will get a copy and send it to you. Okay? Let's do it like that. Just send me your address. I'll buy the copy. I'll send the book, and I'll send the book to you, to wherever you want me to send it to. But just say, hey, man, I want a copy of this book, and then I'll take care of it. I'll get you the book, and we can do that right. We can do it like that, man. Did Eddie purposely lose the stadium in the UK too? I doubt that very much. Oh, D74, I share him every day. Thank you, sir. I really do appreciate that, man. Mississippi King, Fannon, is Parker better than Miller, you think? Yeah, I do think so. Man, you see, my thing is I'm just not a big fan of fat heavyweights. I'm not a fan of a heavyweight that's going to come in, that is coming in 30, 35 pounds overweight. That's my problem with Big Baby Miller. Big Baby Miller, and he takes too many shots. Big Baby Miller, it's like you can't miss him. Now he does have some head movement to himself. He's more agile than you would think a 490-pound man is. However, dude, you'd still be agile if you weigh 280. Come on, man. You can't tell me that you can't get down to two. You can't come in at 6'4", 270. Gee, 6'4", 270 is gigantic. This dude is 6'4". This dude is 6'4", 320. Come on, man. You can get down. You can get down where you ain't got shit hanging over your waist, man. I don't believe you when you look like that, because I don't believe that you're conditioned to your best which makes me doubt whether or not whether you're serious or not. Same thing with Adam Kornacki. Okay, great heavyweights don't look like that. Great heavyweights don't look like that. Those guys, great heavyweights that are fighters that are on top of their game, they look like athletes. You can look at them and be like, that's an athlete. You know what I mean? Jarrell Big Baby Miller, man, come on, man. Dude, he can do better than that, man. He can do better than that. I'm never going to be amped on him, man. Once I see a heavyweight's fat, no. Nah, dog. You got extra bulk. You just trying to carry bulk, which is why I wish for heavyweights, man. I'm telling you, 15 rounds to get rid of a lot of that. Have them cats have to fight an extra 9 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Make them have to fight an extra 9 minutes. Let's see if they keep walking around at that weight. And let's see if they have too many guys that are 6'9" fighting 15 rounds. No, more than likely not. That shit would bring the size of them heavyweights down because endurance would come into play. At least that's my thought on it, man. Miller will kiss the canvas? Absolutely, man. Miller's going to kiss that canvas. No doubt about it. I mean, I have no doubt that he's going to lose to Anthony Joshua. Number one reason I know he's going to lose to Anthony Joshua is because Anthony Joshua decided to fight him. They've got decent matchmakers. I believe in the skills of matchmakers. And it's because matchmakers understand styles make fights, right? Fights to make events. So you're not going to have Eddie Hearn and their matchmakers putting him in there with somebody that's a bad matchup for him when he's coming to the America. You can think of this as his basically it. All right, this is going to sound real funny to Anthony Joshua fans and listen to. Actually, I don't give a fuck what you think, but let me say this: Anthony Joshua is now stepping his game up. He's now, for the first time, fighting outside of the UK. He's finally leaving for the first time, he's leaving his backyard. This is a new career for Anthony Joshua, right? This is something Anthony Joshua tried to put off until he felt it was a time when he had to do it. Now, Eddie Hearn is probably in a situation where he needs Anthony Joshua to do it. Because all that money they're talking about over there, man, that shit ain't, man, it's exaggerated. It's exaggerated. Which, by the way, check out the Patreon. When I get my dude on this thing, he's going to talk about how money, I'm going to ask him questions about money in Hollywood. Because this dude used to be an agent, like an agent for many of the stars, actors and actresses that you like to see, right? That you watch. He used to represent them. He closed deals for these guys. And he would always tell me, I'd be like, man, that money out there is fucking crazy. God dog, man. And he was like, he just looked like this. Like, hey, man, money's good, but it ain't what they're saying it is. Okay. The money's good, but it's not what they're saying it is. So he was always like, they're always adding a little bit to it. They will talk about how much they have, and they're selling that lifestyle. That's part of the Hollywood glitz and glamour, right? The lifestyles of the rich and famous, right? So they use that and add some extra shit to it. And what I'm saying is that lifestyle and the rich and famous stuff, right? If you guys remember that show back in the day, Lifestyles of Rich and Famous, it used to be like, it was a big show. They would go show the cars, show the houses, right? MTV Cribs, all that stuff, right? Selling you success, selling you the idea of success. Right? And what it looks like. And so you become, oh, look at that car. Oh, look at that house. Look at that. But behind the scenes, it's really not like that. It's not like that. It's good. These cats got money. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like what they're saying it is. That's what AJ is. Now, AJ's leaving that to come over here where he can really get that dough. He can really get the numbers that he's trying to act. That's why AJ said, man, when can I get a raise? Can I get a raise? All you guys want to make all this money, but can I get a raise? Who would say that was making 30 million pounds of, come on, when When Max Kellerman said 30 million pounds, man, come on, man. That's he knows he ain't making that much money. You know, Max Kellerman is, I'm not a fan of the dude. I mean, I don't dislike Max Kellerman. I don't dislike him. There's some things that, you know, some perspectives, some sides of him and things he does that I like. And I definitely, you know, my heart goes out to him, you know, for the loss of his brother, you know, and how that went down. And I don't think he's a bad guy. But he knows that guy ain't making 30 million pounds. He knows $30 million is 35. He knows 30 million pounds is like 35, $36 million. He know he ain't making that a fight. He just threw that shit out there. I thought it was almost tongue in cheek the way he said that, man. Saying, oh, what? I don't know what that was about. Exercise is working too for now. What's the exercise is working too? I hope you're talking about my exercise, man. I'm trying to get rid of it, man. I've been working. Didn't feel so strong, man. I feel strong, man. Since I tried to lose weight, but not doing it by like dieting and doing like, you know, a ton of cardio and all that, and I changed to like lifting weights. Like if I'm going to do some exercise, it's going to be strength training. Okay, so the body weight is going down slower than it has in the past. But the way my body feels just moving around, it's like, man, I feel so much better, man. Just standing up, I feel better. Picking things up, I feel better. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to do some more cardio. I do some cardio. I used to do cardio all the time. But the problem with cardio is, I'm not going to get off into that. The problem with cardio is that you can burn calories for that workout. But then when you walk around, you know, that's it. You leave it there. It's good for your heart and your lungs, your cardiovascular system to get your heart beating. But as far as keeping body fat off you, having more muscle helps you do that. A lot better. It's better to invest in building your muscle than it is for you to invest doing a bunch of cardio. Both of them are great, right? I mean, both of them are great. And one's good for one thing. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking about. Said, Max Kellerman lying like a rapper. You know he lying. I'm trying to figure out how to rig this shit up, y'all. What's that? You got to change your diet if you want to lose weight. Strength training isn't enough. Yeah, I mean, dude, come on, man. Don't preach. Obviously, that's the case. Obviously, if you keep eating more calories, if you eat more calories than you burn, you're going to gain weight, man. I'm saying the diet and all that stuff is obvious, okay? It's obvious. I'm talking about the relationship between the cardio and the type of exercise that you do. I can starve myself and lose a bunch of weight and feel like if somebody blows on me, I'm gonna fall over. You know, and I don't want that, man. Foreman was in better shape older. Yeah. He also didn't have to go 15 rounds older. You lose fat easy, do a water fasting for 5 days straight, 2 times a month. Yeah, I don't enjoy the water fasting. I can't play with my food, man. Anyway, I don't want to get into that, man. I don't want to get into the food. I don't want to get into the food and all that conversation. No disrespect. I just don't want to do it. 104 St. Lawrence Street. Joshua is on his A game because he picked a BS fight. Good morning. Good morning to you as well. Yeah, man. But see, Luis Ortiz said he would fight him for anything. That's a good fight for Anthony Joshua. I'm going to release a video like right after this that I did earlier today because I didn't want to screw up my I didn't want to screw up my notifications. But man, that's the best decision for Anthony Joshua right now, in my opinion, is to fight Luis Ortiz. If it's in New York, fight Luis Ortiz in New York. If he fought Luis Ortiz in New York, I don't think there's a lot of things people could say about him coming to New York, coming to the U.S. It's a better fight than Jarrell Big Baby Miller. It's a fight that more people will wonder whether or not he can win. It's a fight that more American fight fans would be interested in seeing than Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Because we already know that Luis Ortiz is a very dangerous fighter. And I think even amongst hardcore fans in America, if he can outperform Deontay Wilder with Luis Ortiz, then he can say, look, man, you know, I one-upped him with that particular one, right? Because that was a tough fight for Deontay Wilder. And everybody with it, come on, man. Everybody that really knows the heavyweight division, is being honest with it, knows Luis Ortiz is a hell of a fighter, man. And I'm not going to turn around and all of a sudden call Luis Ortiz 48 years old. Because I know that 38-year-old, that 40-year-old man, roughly 40-year-old man can fight. Right? It's not going to be the end of the world. It's not going to solidify Anthony Joshua as the greatest fighter in the history of the world, like some of y'all want to make him. But it's a better fight than Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Jarrell Big Baby Miller doesn't even do. I don't believe Jarrell Big Baby Miller deserves a shot at the title yet. I don't think he deserves that fight over Kubrat Pulev. I don't think he deserves those fights, a shot at all those belts over Luis Ortiz. Jarrell Big Baby Miller is just fighting on the cheap, and he's a name, and he's associated with Matchroom. I think Luis Ortiz deserves that fight more than as much or more than Dillian White does. That would be a great move for Anthony Joshua to do it. It would shut a lot of people up. But what's the chances of him doing that? And you can make more money. He said he's not even going to nag about it. I ain't going to nag about how much money you make me. Give me $1 million. I'll fight you for $1 million. I'll fight you for half of what Jarrell Big Baby Miller is fighting you for. You can put that in your purse, man. And he's saying it. He's like, look, man, I'll fight you for almost anything. Right? Which means, dude, if you come up offering me $25,000, all right, no, because I gotta pay my training fees. I want something. But hey, man, give me $1 million. Give me twice my highest payday. Give me $1 million. I'll be in there fighting you. And if you got heart, you got heart. Hey, make it happen. But you know he ain't about to do that, dog. That's the problem. What's going on, Sugar Fantastic? Klitschko killed Pulev. Yeah, man. Klitschko killed Pulev. Klitschko beat up a lot of people, man. But Anthony Joshua beat Dillian White. Why did Anthony Joshua himself beat Dillian White? The fact that Klitschko beat Pulev does not solve for the problem that Dillian White already lost to Anthony Joshua. And the Jarrell Big Baby Miller ain't never beat nobody. Okay? Come on, man. It's a better fight, man. It's a better come on, man. He's a better fighter. Jarrell Big Baby Miller is a transition kickboxer. Okay? An overweight ex-kickboxer. Luis Ortiz is an Cuban southpaw counterpuncher with knockout power. Come on, man. That's a better fight. Do your research before eating what you eat daily, fam. You know, I definitely got Ortiz over AJ. Yeah, and that's the point, man. That's the thing. He has a chance to lose that fight. Come on, man. How many people realistically think that Jarrell Big Baby Miller got a chance to beat Anthony Joshua? Come on, man. Big Baby Miller's about to be laid out, okay? And I wouldn't be surprised if he just whacked him with bodies, hit him all in his ham hocks, dog. Hit him all in his ham hocks, man. He's just not the level of fighter that Luis Ortiz is. Oh, he said, Hamas, it's true. I know Big Baby from kickboxing. He fought Kakrop in K1 6 years ago. That's my point, man. It's like, come on, man. Like, let's not. It's a better fight, man. It's a better fight that can be made. It's a doable fight. But what's the problem? What's the problem with that? Luis Ortiz was saying, he's like, look, man, I'm a boss. I have advisors and all that, but at the end of the day, I decide who I fight. He said he was willing to go to the UK. He was willing to get out of the last fight, go back to the UK. He's been chasing Anthony Joshua. Signed with Matchroom Boxing to get a fight with Anthony Joshua and got screwed over. Man, NBT Boxing, what's going on, man? Kennedy Linder, AJ by first round KO, man. I mean, I'd be surprised if it was the first round. I'd give it around 4. That's where I'm thinking, the 4th or the 5th round. Big Baby ain't gonna take like 4 or 5 of them straight rights, man. He's not, and that uppercut's gonna lay him out, dude. And he can't punch, he can't punch. And he's gonna be pretty much right there, walking him down. Nah, man, I'm not. That fight's crap, man. To me, that's a crap fight, dude. But yeah, exactly. Slim to none, and none just left. It's a crap fight to me. And it's another one that we knew was coming. And another thing, it fits the plan that the cat's been on. Just come on, man. Fight some. Anthony Joshua, if he fought Luis Ortiz, could earn some respect from a guy that ain't from me. And I think I pretty well. What's going on? Whose tube is it? Mine. I got you. Got you. Right? And I'm not inclined to give Anthony Joshua any excessive credit. But I would give him credit if he fought Luis Ortiz. I would have to say, you know what, man, that dude took a tough fight. He came to America to fight Luis Ortiz in New York. He left his home. He left his comfort zone to come to the United States to fight Luis Ortiz. All right, man, that tells me something about Anthony Joshua. All right, he's willing to take a chance. He ain't taking a chance in a fight in 2 years. It's been 2 years since he took a chance in a fight. And that was Vladimir Klitschko. And quite honestly, I think that's probably the only time that he ever really took a risk in a fight. You got Tyson Fury's taking a risk. He took a risk against Klitschko going on the road beating Klitschko in Germany, right? He goes to Deontay Wilder, puts up a good show with Deontay Wilder, gets a draw on the road, right? So Tyson Fury shows he's willing to step it up and do it. Deontay Wilder fought Luis Ortiz and Tyson Fury back-to-back and about to fight Tyson Fury again. So that's 3 tough fights in a row. And that's why their stock is going up and his is plateauing. Luis Ortiz could at least stifle that fall because Big Baby Miller, well, let me tell you what these cats are going to try to do with that, man. They're going to try to put a highlight reel of him knocking out Big Baby Miller. Oh, look at the highlight reel. Look. Ooh, devastating knockout. Oh, he dominated the top American heavyweight. And that's what they're trying to do now. They try to start calling Dillian White the #1 American heavyweight. I think it was Barry Hearn that said that. Oh, he's the #1 American heavyweight. He's the #1 American heavyweight? Oh, I wonder why you're calling him the top American heavyweight. So you can start selling that. Oh, he already beat the top American heavyweight, so he's already taken over America. You know, another marketing mechanism. And something else that one of your creative director in your marketing department came up with. Well, let's see how we can spin this. We'll label Jarrell Miller the best American heavyweight and then go beat him. And since we already beat the best American heavyweight, then we've already done more than Deontay Wilder has done. Only problem is ain't nobody gonna buy that. Okay, nobody buying what you selling. All right, and that's why I checked out a video where Anthony Joshua was getting interviewed. It was like a camera recording him on stage where there was other cameras were filming him, for the official show, but somebody in the audience had a camera. And the whole clip he's talking about Deontay Wilder. Well, right now, unfortunately, I can't get them into the ring with me. They don't want to get into the ring with me. All that shit. I'm like, oh, so you're over there explaining why you ain't fighting nobody. That's not a good situation to be, especially if you're the A side. Hamaz said nobody but Dart fans will buy that BS for 9. Nope. Oh, you know what's hilarious though? Hilarious, man. Hilarious. I'm listening to Barry Hearn, right? Barry Hearn, Eddie Hearn's dad. He's talking like, man, this boxing is really blowing up. It's been more, this whole social media thing, all of this different stuff going on. I'm really glad that Eddie Hearn, that Eddie is managing all that and he's making all the decisions because, I just don't know if I could really do that, right? I'm so glad I'm not involved with that. And, it's like boxing at Matchroom is becoming, and then he says like it's almost our biggest. It's either our number one or number two sports because darts are huge, right? So, but it's like darts, boxing, and then he said, well, we got ping pong, we've got these other sports as well that we promote, right? But his number one moneymaker is darts. Boxing is now catching up with darts at Matchroom. Shit is hilarious. Now, I'm sure darts is big over there, man, but if they're promoting Anthony Joshua to their dart fans, maybe it's like, oh, we got crossover appeal. We can have all of our dart fans watch boxing. So we'll sell AJ to our dart fans. So we got this, it's a really big sport. So, and they don't really care about boxing, but they like darts. I mean, and since we're selling them darts, we'll just say, hey, while you're at it watching our darts, why don't you watch Anthony Joshua? And then you get a ton of casual, very casual boxing fans who are fans of Matchroom darts coming and expressing their opinion on the internet about AJ, and they don't know anything about boxing. Nothing about it. And will you stop saying I've got 4 belts? Anthony Joshua, stop lying to people. That's a big dude. That's one of all the things I don't like about that dude. That might be the number one. Stop saying you got 4 belts. You ain't got no damn 4 belts. That IBO is not a belt. Stop it. Stop lying to people. I've got 4 belts. No, you don't. You got 3. That's enough. That's a lot. But nobody care about the IBO. I can go to the IBO. Watch this. This is this belt that this dude is claiming, right? Exactly. You saw Dillian White at the darts event before the Chisora fight. Yeah, they pubbing it to dart fans. Come on, man. Dart fans, I ain't talking about darts. Don't talk about. Now, let me treat darts as if it's a serious sport, okay? It ain't serious over here. It's something you get drunk and do here, right? But I know it's a serious sport, right? It's competitive. It's a big thing. You do darts. I ain't got no problem. You do darts. 180. I watched the dart match, and I was like, oh, 180 really is a big thing. Took me a while to figure out the scoring, but look, guys who like darts, I'm going to do a screen share here, man. Okay. All right, you ready? I'm going to do a screen share here, okay? I don't like to do these, but we're going to go to the IBO. And I'm going to notice some things about the IBO here. This is a free lesson to y'all on why you should stop saying IBO. All right. Let's go here. Okay, you got it. All right, so here we are on IBO. Here we go in IBO. All right, so we see how we have heavyweight. We have world champions of the IBO. Heavyweight, Anthony Joshua. Then they have cruiserweight, Kevin Larena from South Africa. I have never heard of that dude in my life. Light heavyweight, Sev Forling. Okay? Now tell me, do you think this dude is a cruiserweight world champion? Kevin Larena? Of course he's not. This guy is not cruiserweight. All of the belts, these are undisputed the undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world is Alexander Usyk. He's the only guy in all of boxing that holds all the major belts, right? And Alexander Usyk has 4 belts. Why is Kevin Larena in here from South Africa? Huh? It doesn't say Alexander Usyk, does it? You know why? Because it's not a damn belt. Light heavyweight. We've got light heavyweight. We've got Sergey Kovalev, Demetrius Bivol, who's the other 775 pounders, right? Light heavyweight champions. I think it's split up with a couple other cats too. But have you ever heard of Seven for Ling being a world champion at light heavyweight? Of course not. Now you got a real champion, super welterweight Jared Hearn. Now, how many belts does Jared Hearn say that he has? He says he has 2. Because he does. I think he has is it the WBA and the IBF? He has the WBA and the IBF. Do you ever hear him talking about the IBO? No. Welterweight champions. Thaline Mbenge. You ever heard of that dude? Of course you have not. Okay, because he's not a welterweight champion. All right, do I need to go any further down this? All right. Any of these guys? These guys. All right. Now, I'm surprised that something is pleasant about the IBO. Obviously, they've got a big presence in Africa because they've got they've got multiple world champions from South Africa. Mbenge, we got a Namibian. When have you heard of Namibia? You have Gabon and this guy, Konko. Forgive me. So no disrespect to these guys, but have you ever heard of these guys being world? I mean, maybe they are. I don't pay that much. And maybe if they got a different world champion belt, right? But let me see. Lomachenko's what? What's Lomachenko at? Lomachenko is at 130 pounds, right? He's a lightweight champion. Lightweight champion, right? Have you ever heard of but isn't super featherweight 130? So I wonder why it goes from super featherweight to super lightweight. Huh. Doesn't even seem as if they have featherweight, super featherweight, yeah, super bantamweight, they just call it different. So you got him here. You ever heard of this guy being a world champion? Of course not. This 140-pound champion, you get the point. Okay? All right, so there was my just trying to do you some favors, okay? Stop saying Anthony Joshua's got 4 belts. He doesn't. That doesn't count. The IBO belt does not count. So stop trying to use it and stop being dishonest, Anthony Joshua, claiming you got one. You got 4 belts. You don't. You got 3. And that's a lot. But you ain't got 4. Because when you say you got 4, that means you're the undisputed, unified heavyweight champion of the world, and you're not that. Okay? He's not that. Stop it. Fannon, is that a website? Yeah, that's a website. Ewan Twinkle said WBC and WBA are the main ones. IBF is okay. Yeah, and then followed last by the WBO. Hearn doesn't rep that belt. Never seen him wear it in the ring or after the fight. No, it's a garbage belt. Man, come on, man. That ain't a belt, dude. Just stop. I mean, I don't know who might be arguing that it is. It's not a belt, dog. It's not a belt. Yeah, of course. No, he doesn't. These guys don't say that they're IBO champ, man. I mean, I guess that do they even charge for the belt? You think they getting 3% of the purse for that belt? I don't think so. Your truck driver champion is getting mouth now because of fighting Tyson Fury in a draw. Pharrell Montana. First of all, you get thrown out for having that picture of Ali with darts on his chest. Get out, okay? Nah, I'm not going to throw you out. Who's my truck driver champion, dog? You talking about Deontay Wilder? Deontay Wilder is a Range Rover driving champion. He's hey, but there's some multi-million-dollar truck drivers too. Cats own 300, 400 trucks. Does he own 300, 400 trucks, know how to drive them? Hey, Carl Malone, truck driver, owns a bunch of trucks. Ain't never gonna be hungry. Ain't no shame in being a truck driver. Own your truck, dog. Don't try to insult Deontay Wilder with a compliment. Okay? If he's a truck driver, he owns that truck. He's an independent operator. And I bet you those truck drivers make more money than you do, especially these cats driving in and out of these spots in Texas. Silly. Oh, the IBO is a nonprofit belt based out of Florida. Oh, okay. Oh, average interstate truck driver makes $100K. Exactly. Do you? Lazy bastards. You're a truck driver. Yeah. You mean the employed one? The guy that's employed and ain't lazy? Hey, man, Blue Blood stole my line, though, dog. I try. Guys like, get a job, man. Talking about, man, get out of here. Me cats be putting in the work, man. AJ's getting arrested for selling dime bags. Should we call him a petty criminal? I want to see the arrest record. I don't even believe it. I don't believe nothing about AJ trying to get him some street cred. What's Malik getting thrown out of here for, dog? What you get thrown out of here for? Fannon has been watching boxing since Wilder Stavern sat down. Dog, I have been watching boxing since then. Absolutely. I've been watching it before then too. Right? I've been sitting in this chair since this video started. That's a true statement. I was also sitting in it yesterday. So, what you mean to say is, Fannon started watching boxing for the first time when Deontay Wilder fought Stavern. No, sorry, Dart Chucker. Not true. I think AJ was... Nah, Terry Kyle, you're not blocked. You got some shit deleted. But I see your comments. You're not. NBT. Amy Cass be kidding me. You just started watching boxing. No, that shit worked. Let me tell you, that insult works with rookies. Okay? Calling me a casual fan. That's a corny. That's one that doesn't work. Okay? Nothing casual about getting up every day, talking boxing for an hour, talking boxing with boxing fans for about an hour and hour and a half a day. Just talking like I'm talking to you. What's casual about that? Right? Nothing's casual about that. But don't let the definition of words get in your way of using them. All right? I'm not casual about it. Quite dedicated to it. Quite dedicated, quite consistent with it. Okay? So that's the first corny insult that does not work. Okay? The second insult is, you don't know shit about boxing. That's not going to work. I know plenty about boxing. Boxing, you have gloves in boxing. You fight in a ring. You have 3 judges. You got a referee. You got a train. The typical corner involves a trainer, a cut man, a boxer. You also have a manager. You have a promoter. AJ's a coward. You also have 12 rounds, 12 3-minute rounds. In women's, I think it's 12 or 10 2-minute rounds. AJ's a bitch. You also have several weight classes, too many weight classes, but you got heavyweight and AJ's a bitch. You'll have cruiserweight and Eddie Hearn's a liar. You also have light heavyweight below that, and AJ's ducking Wilder. And you got Gennady Golovkin's a world champion, and AJ lied and said he's going to take $50 million. See, we can keep doing this. I know a lot about boxing. I could give you boxing fact after fact after fact after fact, probably for an hour straight. Okay? Probably an hour straight of boxing facts, right? Sugar Ray Leonard fought at welterweight. Barry Hearn's a liar. See, I get you back-to-back facts. I know about boxing. Errol Spence Jr. is the IBF belt holder, right? Anthony Joshua does not make as much money as his lion-ass company tells you that he is, right? Here's another one. All right, we have Jarrell Big Baby Miller, didn't deserve this fight with Deontay Wilder. Luis Ortiz will hurt Anthony Joshua. There you go. How about that? Matthew Valentine, what's going on, man? Said most intelligent channel work in boxing and more. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Man, always good to see you, Matthew Valentine. Always good to see you, man. Oh, and I forgot. Yeah, AJ's a coward. How about that? Now, you try to lay out boxing up fact after fact after fact for an hour. Okay? You ain't gonna be able to do it, dog. You ain't gonna be able to do it, dog. You ain't gonna be able to do it. Fannon is very good with boxing law, boxing numbers, in my opinion. Hey, man, I'm pretty good with boxing, dog. You know what I'm not good at with boxing? Like one area that I just stay away from in boxing. I'm never going to talk about the technique. I try so hard to stay away from the physical mechanics of boxing. The physical mechanics. But other than that, I'm good, dude. Hey, I don't know if there's anybody that calls fights better than I do. I've got the number one. I've got like damn near. I can't even remember the last time I picked a fight wrong. I don't even know when was the last time I missed a call? I don't think that I did. I think there was something that Junior the Truth tried to rub my face in sometime last year. But no, dog, I mean, I'm pretty, either I don't call a fight because I don't know, or I know. And very rarely am I wrong about the outcome of the fight. Because that part I understand, right? Because there's more to just the fine-tuned technical aspects of it will play themselves out, but they played themselves out before, you know? And there's some things like that you can't get by just looking at head movement, you know? Look at this dude's mentality, right? And you bring that into play. Like, I pretty much got Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder right. It's like, yeah, it's going to be a split decision. I thought it was going to be a split decision win for Wilder. I was off by one card. One card. I said that Canelo Alvarez was going. I was wrong with Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin won because it was a draw. I picked Canelo Alvarez to win, and I picked Canelo Alvarez to win the second time. I told you Chocolatito was going to get his little ass. It was a matter of time before Chocolatito got ran through. Okay, a matter of time before Chocolatito got run through. And I'm telling you now, I think AJ is going to beat Jarrell Big Baby Miller. He's probably going to knock him out. But AJ is going to get knocked out by somebody you don't expect. I'm telling you. And when you least expect it, he's going to get boxed in because they keep rehashing fights. When's he going to fight Derek Chisora? Like, that's coming. You realize that, right? His fight, Anthony Joshua versus Derek Chisora, is coming. I'm just wondering when they're going to set it up. Like, he can't outwardly just say, I'm going to fight Derek Chisora. Did he already? I don't think he beat. No, did he fight Derek Chisora? Did he knock out Derek Chisora already? Somebody remind me if he did that. But come on, man. What's blazing in sports? Salute. What's good, man? Now Wilder comes out and says he won't fight AJ for 2 years. Damn, that boy seriously playing ducking games. Look, Mr. Nadlavu. He said he got other shit to do because AJ didn't want to fight, man. You can't see the history's already laid down, okay? Once you act like you the prima donna and you don't want to fight, then somebody got to go somewhere else and get another job, man, okay? The one part of it's business I understand is he's got to eat, okay? Deontay Wilder he was a world champion before Anthony Joshua was. He was a professional before Anthony Joshua was. He was a world champion before Anthony Joshua was. And he's been on a mission to get himself to be a very wealthy man through the sport of boxing before Anthony Joshua was, right? So all he's saying is, all right, this guy doesn't want it. I got to continue to go on about my path. How can I do that? And he was very smart about doing it. He said when Anthony Joshua wouldn't let him in that ring, he said, I'm not showing up. No, I'm not going to sit there and call your fight if you're not going to let me in the ring to challenge you for a fight. Because that's how we do this here, and that's how we do it in America. I don't know about you, Princey prima donna ass dude, but that's how he did it. And all you guys were talking about, so many of you, not all of you, obviously, were saying, oh, what a horrible decision from Deontay Wilder. What a horrible decision not to come to this fight, not to have all of this press and give this guy an opportunity to be known by the world. Deontay Wilder don't need to be known by the world. He just need to be known by black people in America. That's it. He don't need y'all. He doesn't need you. And y'all have this crazy mindset that American fighters need UK fight fans. We don't. There's not a single boxer in America that needs Anthony Joshua's fan base. They can have it. Matter of fact, if they could choose between the fan base in the United States and Anthony Joshua's fan base, they would all say, you can keep that. Okay, Anthony, you can have that. If I can have the American fan base, you can have the UK fan base. You can have it. And that's always been the case. Unless Jack Johnson was trying to get a fight, like, hey, man, I'll go fight in the UK or Australia because I can't fight in America, because of the reasons he went through. Fannon always schooling people in Porter versus Garcia. You got that wrong. I did get that wrong. I was a kid. Yeah, I did. I got that wrong. But not really. Because I said it was 51-49. I was like, yeah, I'm leaning towards Danny 51-49. When I say 51-49, yeah. 51-49. That's what I said. I said I wouldn't be surprised if it went either way. 51-49, right? But, strictly speaking, I think that you might be, if you want to do that. Chris Whitlock, you sheep should. I'm not sure what that is. Hulk on that. Yeah, we got 253 people, man, in the building, man. Let's hit the like button. Let me check the super chats just to make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't think that I did, but people like the super chats read because they deserve that. So let me make sure that I am paying attention to that because it's easy to start running my mouth and not do that. Oh, geez, Christ. You got JJ. Man, JJ, you probably listening to this shit right now. Shut up. I didn't put any fucking words in Dillian White's mouth. Dillian White's on IFL TV. Go look at the video. They didn't put any words in his mouth. Man, I'll tell you what you put. You putting something in your mouth. Okay, and it ain't AJ's words. Let me go. Oh yeah, JMJ. Oh, I think I might have missed JMJ, man. I'm sorry, yeah, JMJ and Nunez, man. Much love in the super chat. Yeah, man. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, though. We appreciate that. Oh. Tony Reviews, I thought you got blocked, dummy. You ain't going nowhere, ho. Let me read your comment, ho. I don't think you got muted. I don't even see a comment from you. Just ask a question, dog. See, that's why you just like acting a hoe. Yeah, you got your comment deleted. Once again, Fannon, why don't you show the WBC rankings and look at how many of them AJ beat versus Wilder? I bet you won't. You win that bet. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? Why? Why would I do that? He beat Dillian White. Okay. They're in the rankings. So what? How many people? Who's beaten the most guys ranked him in the WBC? Deontay Wilder. 6 of the last 8 fighters he fought were in the top 10 in the WBC. What the fuck does that prove? You got a bunch of cats and you don't even understand. Well, maybe you don't understand it, but let me address your rankings. Those rankings aren't real, dude. You have Dillian White. You have Dillian White, Joseph Parker. You have Dillian White, Joseph Parker. First of all, you got promoters paying for rankings. Okay, so that affects your rankings because you got relationships between promoters that can get you ranked. Okay, it can get you ranked. There is no real ranking system. Go ahead and I will allow blood boxing of retro boxing and documentaries to explain that to you. But so what? I'm trying to understand what the relevance of that is. So what? He beat Povetkin. He beat Parker. He beat Brazil, and he beat White. Okay. So what? How many people did Deontay Wilder beat in the WBC rankings? He beat the WBC champion twice. That's Bermane Stiverne. He beat 5 other guys who were in the top 10. Who cares? What does that say? Then Anthony Joshua should be one to fight. I'm going to tell you who else. You know who Deontay Wilder didn't beat? Who was in the top 10? Who was in the top 10 of the WBC? Anthony Joshua. Because Anthony Joshua ran his ass over to fight Charles Martin and didn't try to become the mandatory. He decided to pay to get the belts that got dropped by by Tyson Fury when he got his opportunity, and he ran over there and picked up those leftover belts. So what? The reason why Alexander Povetkin is ranked higher under these guys' ranking could be very well because of fights that he had against fucking nobodies in Russia. Because he's fought more world champions than other guys. Do you see Ife Agagbe in those rankings? No, he's not in there. Do you think so? Povetkin's going to beat him? So what? Man, y'all Cabal. Who the fuck cares? He beat Povetkin. Povetkin paid a fee to be ranked. Who has the WBC belt? Who is the WBC champion? I bet you this. Deontay Wilder beats Anthony Joshua. Who has the most championship title defenses? Deontay Wilder. Whose fight made the more money the last fight? Deontay Wilder's. Whose next fight is going to make more money than the other guy's next fight? Is it going to be Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury? Deontay Wilder or Anthony Joshua? You know how y'all like to talk about that money? Whose fight's going to make more money next fight? Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, or Jarrell Big Baby Miller and Anthony Joshua? Who had to crawl their ass over to the United States because he can't even get a fight over there in the UK? See? I addressed it. Talking about who did he beat. Nigga, y'all kill me. Y'all look like the guys ain't ranked because Deontay Wilder already knocked him out. So they brought in a new crew of cats. Bermane Stivern's not ranked in the top 10. You know why Bermane Stivern's no longer in the top 10 of the WBC? Because he got a title shot and got knocked out. Do you know why Arthur Szpilka is no longer in the top 10 of the WBC rankings? Because he got a title shot and he got knocked out. Do you know why Gerald Washington is no longer in the WBC top 10 in WBC rankings? Because he got a title shot and he got knocked out. Okay? Do you know why Eric Molina, who's no longer in the title, why he left the top 10 rankings in the WBC? Because Deontay Wilder knocked him out. Okay? 6 of Deontay Wilder's last 8 opponents were ranked in the top 10 of the WBC. You all want to keep acting like he's never fought anybody in the top 10, even though he's the champion. How in the world could you beat a champion and never have fought somebody in the top 10? How can you fight do a mandatory title defense and not, here's another question. Who has fought more of Anthony Joshua's mandatories than Anthony Joshua or Deontay Wilder? Answer. Tie. Anthony Joshua beat 1 mandatory in Pula in Povetkin, and Deontay Wilder beat his mandatory in Luis Ortiz. How about that? Deontay Wilder has no resumes. Yes, he does, dummy. Of course he does. Of course he has a resume. What are you idiots talking about? What are you complaining about if he doesn't have a resume? Oh, do you mean he doesn't have a good resume? He's got 40 knockouts. He's got 40 wins, 39 knockouts, 1 draw. He's got 8 titles. He's the longest reigning heavyweight champion. He's got 8 title defenses. He's got 8 successful title defenses of the WBC heavyweight championship. And he's got an Olympic bronze medal. That seems like a damn good resume to me. Right? If you had to give a boxing resume, let's go through this for a second, dog. Let's go through this for a second. Think about this. My name is Deontay Wilder. I would like to apply for a job as a boxer. Oh, really? You would like to apply for a job for as a boxer? Well, excuse me, Mr. Wilder. Can you please tell me what you've done in the boxing world? And I need to know whether or not you have a good resume. Or as you guys say in the UK, your CV, your curriculum vitae, right? You guys say CV, we say resume. Can we see your CV? Can we see your resume? Yes, sir. Here's my resume. Oh, let's see. Deontay Wilder, Olympic bronze medalist. Wow. You won an Olympic bronze medal? Can you give me a little bit of explain to me how this came about? I mean, how did you get to the Olympics? Oh, I won the Olympic trials by knocking out somebody that thought they were going to get there. But I picked up boxing a couple years before. I liked it. I wanted to earn some money. My daughter was sick. So I figured I'd make some money, and the best way to learn how to do boxing is to fight in the Olympics. So I decided I was going to knock out everybody I could and go to the Olympics. And I got it. And they let me on the team. And then I went and I won the bronze medal. I really would have liked to win the gold, but hey, I won the bronze. Oh, well, that's okay. That's good. So far, so good, Deontay. Deontay, tell me what happened in your first 40 fights. What happened in your first fight? I knocked him out. What happened in your next fight? Knocked him out. What about the next one? Knocked him out, knocked him out, knocked him out. Oh, okay. So now that you've knocked out 39 people, is there anybody else that you didn't knock down? No, I've knocked down everybody. There's never been anybody I've ever fought that I didn't knock down. One guy got up. I didn't understand. It was like, somebody put some smelling sauce and now he jumped up. I was shocked. Well, did you lose the fight? No, it was a draw. It was a draw. I didn't really like that, but I'm going to run that back, okay? We got that. We're going right back at that because, boss, I'm not a quitter. Oh, okay. Well, what do you think your major accomplishment has been in boxing? Well, I am the heavyweight champion of the world. I'm the longest reigning heavyweight champion in the world. I'm one of the longest reigning title holders in all of boxing. I've been reigning longer than any current heavyweight. I've been reigning longer than any current cruiserweight. I've been reigning longer than any current light heavyweight. I've been reigning longer than any current 168-pound champion. I've been reigning longer than any current 160-pound champion. I've been reigning longer than any current 154-pound champion. I've been reigning longer than any current welterweight champion. I've been reigning longer than any current 140, 135, 130, 126. I am one of the longest reigning champions in the history of the heavyweight division. There's only a handful of people that have ever had as many title reign defenses as I have. I'm pretty good. Well, you throw wide punches. Yeah, I know. But that's how I knock people out. They can't see it coming. His shit's coming like that. They can't take it. Have you ever been knocked down, Deontay Wilder, as a pro? One time somebody hit me in the head. I got up. What happened after you got knocked down? I got up and knocked him out. Oh, okay. You're hired, Deontay. So let me repeat this. Before I do this, I got to go to my boss. Hey, boss, I'd like to hire Deontay Wilder. Well, what is him? Yeah, well, I think I found one here, boss. This is a hell of a resume. He's a heavyweight champion of the world. He's 40-0-1. He's knocked out 39 people. He's knocked down anybody he's ever fought. He's the longest heavyweight champion. He's fought in Great Britain. He's fought in the United States. He's won fights in New York. He's fought fights in LA. He's fought fights in Alabama. He sells well too. He just did a 325,000 pay-per-view show. He's been viewed by over 1 million people every time they've ever watched. Every fight he comes on since he's been a champion averages over 1 million people watching him every time. You think Deontay would get the job? You think, dummies, that Deontay Wilder would get the job with his resume? You fucking moron. Think he got a resume? Does Freddie Roach have that resume? Hey, Freddie Roach, what have you done? What championships have you won? None. Hey, Abel Sanchez, how many championships have you won? None. How many people have you got damn near comatose for fighting and not playing any defense, Abel Sanchez? Deontay Wilder got a better resume than Freddie Roach. He got a better one than Abel Sanchez. He got a better. How many world champions does Deontay Wilder have a better resume than? Layman Brewster. Let's just name the heavyweight champions that Deontay Wilder has a better resume than, that did not get to 40-0. Damn, let alone knock out 39 professional heavyweight fighters. I can go on, but he's the worst ever, right? He's the worst ever, right? Worse than Charles Martin. He's worse than Bermain Severn. He's worse than the guy he knocked out. How in the hell do you wind up being a worse heavyweight champion than the guy you knocked out to get the belt? Huh? Deontay Wilder's a Hall of Fame heavyweight, dude. Deontay Wilder's going to the Hall of Fame. If there's any fairness in boxing, if there's any fairness, he's going to the Hall of Fame. But no, he got a terrible resume. Terrible resume. Doesn't know anything about boxing. Y'all are crazy, dude. DOG said, and he's never sold out integrity. The job's his. Exactly. Best fight the best. Yes, sir. Come on, man. Come on. That's why don't nobody believe you when you guys trying to sell us AJ. AJ can get the job too. We'll hire AJ for no doubt. Hey, man, you've won 3 major championship belts. You got an Olympic gold medal. You know how to box. Without a doubt. You know how to box. All right? We're not going to say you don't know how to box. I wouldn't say he can't fight. That's what you guys do. That's what you do. I won't do that with him. I'd criticize him for the faults he really has. It's just more than enough. Like not being honest and being a prima donna. You want to work for me, Anthony, but I see something here that disturbs me. Since you're applying for this job, Anthony, I need to understand this because we did a reference check on you. And somebody named Shirley Winkle said that that you asked for $50 million for a fight and that you said you would accept the deal and then they came up with the money and you didn't accept it. This disturbs me, Anthony. Can you explain this circumstance? Because it seems as if you told somebody that you were going to do something. If they gave you something, they offered to give it to you, then you pulled back. And see, in our business, we really need to be able to trust that when you say something, that you mean it. We need that, okay? Right? I mean, I know you can box, Anthony. I know you can. I've seen the tapes. You're very strong. You fundamentally sound. You know, you've beaten good fighters before. We like all that, but here we need integrity. We need to know that if we're going to ask you to do something, or if you tell us that you're going to do something, we need to know that you're going to keep your word. Okay? We got to know that you're going to keep your word. Okay? And there's a couple instances here that, strike me a little funny. You said that because I saw the tape, you said if they offered you $50 million, that you would take it tomorrow. And then they did it. And you didn't take the fight. And that was the biggest offer that had ever been made, guaranteed money to a heavyweight. Guaranteed money, from my understanding, it might be the biggest guarantee that anybody's ever gotten in a fight, but definitely in the heavyweight division. And you turned that down when you said you would. Can you explain that, Anthony? And also, You also said, but the justification that you gave for it was that you didn't want to turn your back on your on your fans, and that you weren't going to sell your soul for $50 million. You thought that you wanted to stay in the UK with the people, with your fans that had supported you. That's reasonable. But now my understanding is that you're going to be, just 2 fights later, you're going to go to the United States to fight Jarrell Big Belly Miller. I'm not understanding this. See, that's my problem with you. Now, more than likely, I got to tell you, Anthony, you know, you're a hell of a boxer, man. We really wanted to work with you, but look, we just got to tell you, we got to have to put this in your contract, okay? If you want the job, we got to put this in your contract, all right? We got to have a non-competition clause, okay? We got to have a non-disparagement clause, okay? We're going to have where you say you can't say something bad about me, you can't tell a lie, right, and tear my name down. So we're going to sign a non-disparagement, okay? We're also going to do a very strict conflict of interest, because you might turn around and just work for somebody else, although I made you a promise. You know what I mean? But Deontay Wilder, I mean, hey man, he ain't got a lot of dark marks on. He says something about and to this day, you know, we don't like when you Negroes get all bold, big, but bad and bold. Okay, I don't like that. All right, I got to tell you, when you Negroes start acting up, you know, we got to keep an eye on you. But you seem like a good boy. You seem like a good boy. You're going to be part of that transatlantic deal, and you did what Eddie Hearn tells you to do when he says to, right? You don't buck too much. When he wanted to get you, when he put you in that cart with the orangutans, you got in there and you did what you're supposed to do, Anthony. We like that in you. That's your advantage over for me to come work for us. Dog, I have fun, dog. Don't be asking me for resumes no more, okay? We'll do a resume review of that dude, and you ain't gonna like it. Bruno is not a Hall of Famer. Heck no, Bruno ain't no Hall of Famer. Say, Judge Red, why can't you see the $50 million was BS? They never sent a contract. An email for Wilder is an official offer. Shut up, dude. Shut up. You don't even know what an offer is. It's an official offer. He offered it to him. And hey, I'll give you 50. And actually, the offer came from Anthony Joshua. That's who the offer really came from. Because he said, if you, see, you guys don't know what you're talking about. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me because you don't know what you're talking about. The offer really came from Anthony Joshua. When he said, I'll tell you what, if you give me $50 million, I'll fight you tomorrow. That's an offer. He offered it to him. That's what that is. And then they want to accept. And they say, okay, we will give you $50 million and we'll give you 30%. We accept your offer. Here's the money you asked for. Now let's sit down and document the agreement. You don't just offer a whole contract. You offer terms. You accept terms. The contract comes when you have the offer, and that offer is accepted. And after it's accepted, then you provide consideration, right? One party gets the fight, the other party gets whatever that is. But the offer actually came from AJ. The original offer came from AJ. But that's an offer. Just like I offer you this. I offer you $100 if you can go to Best Fight the Best channel and beat him in a debate. That's an offer. I just offered that. You can't say that's not an offer. It is an offer. I literally just offered you that. Right? Now you have to accept it, right? Then you say, okay, I accept. I will be over there on Best Fight the Best channel. I'll be there today. Right? I offered you that. You accepted it. Now, is there an enforceable contract in place? No. But was there an offer? Yes. Did you accept it? Yes. So when do I have to pay you that money? When you give me my consideration, which is go to Best Fight the Best channel and beat him in a debate. When you do that, right? That solidifies our agreement. That makes a contract. Now I'm bound if you beat him in a debate. And he says, hey, you know what? You beat me, right? I offered it to you. You accepted. You gave me what I wanted. The debate would best fight the best, right? You did it. Now, what do you want? You want your money. So you dummies think that it's just, oh, you need to see the contract before you can accept something. That is not true. In fact, you have to accept it before there's a contract because it's an element to a contract. You have to have offer. You have to have acceptance. You have to name consideration and have received some consideration for it to be a valid contract. You don't know what you're talking about when you say these things. You're talking like a layman, and that's fine. You're a layman, but that's not what's there. Just because you can sign a piece of paper too. I could sign a piece of paper that says, I offer you this, right? And then you say, and you sign that piece of paper and say, I accept. But that piece of paper doesn't mean anything until you give me something. You have to give me something. I could write down a paper. You think that that is not an enforceable contract. That is not an enforceable contract because you didn't give me anything. It's just an offer and acceptance. That documentation on a piece of paper is just the offer and the acceptance. That's it. The contract is outside of that piece of paper. That just is laying down the terms. The work that's actually done creates that agreement that you are now bound by, and that somebody then can request damages for if you don't do it. So in the scenario I laid out where your bitch ass goes and gets debates, best fight the best, right? I got what I wanted when he destroys you. I got it. Okay, I got it. I got to see you get blasted, and I enjoyed it. Thank you. Right? But you don't get the money because you didn't live up to your end of the bargain. You didn't beat him. Now, if I said I would have paid you $100 just to go there, then as soon as you show up and debate him, I owe you the money. But I asked for you to beat him. You didn't beat him, you don't get paid. So when am I having to pay? Do I have to, is it enforceable when I make that offer to you and you accept and you sign on a piece of paper? No. Because then I can say, I don't have to pay you. I don't have to pay you because you didn't do what I wanted you to do. You didn't give me my consideration. My consideration was beat BFTB, not show up. Now, you had to show up to beat him, but you didn't actually beat him. So is there an enforceable contract there? No, there is not. You cannot take me to court and say I owe you the money. You can't. Because you didn't give me what I wanted. What I said. I needed you to beat him. I needed for you to have him say uncle. But you think that I can't even have that conversation with you. Right? Dummy? Ain't that what you think? You think as soon as I say, as soon as I say that there was no offer at all, right? You think because that contract, because I never had to owe you anything because you didn't give me my consideration, that there was never an offer made and it was never accepted, right? Isn't that a scenario where there's clearly an offer made, you clearly accepted it, right? You did not give me my consideration, which means you didn't show up and beat him. You didn't beat him. Consequently, you don't get your consideration, which is the $100. Right? Now, you can't take me to court. You can't claim I owe you money because I don't. You can claim it, but you ain't getting nothing. Right? Because you didn't give me my consideration. But the fact that there was no consideration doesn't mean there wasn't an actual offer and that you had the ability to accept it because you did accept it. You just didn't pay up. So in the scenario with Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, absolutely. There could be an offer. There can be an acceptance. He could offer to fight. He could accept the fight, right? And then they could document it. They can write all that shit down, but there's still not a contract until you do something that can be considered having provided consideration. Or you could say, oh, well, you know what? I would have done it, but he prevented me from doing it. So there was there's other shit in there. But clearly you can make an offer a legitimate offer. What you're trying to say, though, is that he doesn't have the money. And that is your opinion, friend. And your opinion does not jive with the facts, because these guys have already done bigger fights than that. They've done several fights bigger than that. And they've always paid the money. Have you ever, this is not the World Boxing Super Series. Have you ever heard of Al Heyman and PBC fighters not getting paid? Have you ever heard them getting sued for breach of contract, successfully sued for breach of contract? No. So it's just your opinion that they couldn't have paid the money if he would have accepted it. But it never even got there because he never accepted it. But I would say it could be argued it was an acceptance, it was an offer, and then it was a rejection and a new offer, right? Because he's like, I'll fight you tomorrow if you give me $50 million. And he says, okay, I'll give you $50 million plus 30%. And then you can say, well, that's kind of a rejection of my original offer because you changed it. So that really isn't an offer. That's a new offer. But see, y'all don't know because you don't know. You don't know. You don't know. Shut up about it because you don't know about it. And y'all kill me with that. You don't know what you're talking about. You listening to Fast Eddie Hearn, dog. You listen to Fast Eddie, dog. OG said jive. Yeah, I'll say jive. What the fuck? Y'all say a bunch of stupid shit that's going to sound old next year too. Trust me. You guys are going to be like, what's up, bro? And your son is going to be like, bro? What's bro? What the fuck is that? Some shit from the 2000s? Shit. Anyway, gotta adjust the sight on the scope. Yeah, y'all don't need to come at me, dog, with that. Because that's just, you don't know what you're talking about, dog. I've never heard such a thorough explanation of an offer. Fannon buries fools. Man, I mean, dog, I'm not playing, dog. I know what it is, dude. I'm not playing with it. I know what that is. All right. And I know what is I coulda, shoulda, woulda, coulda, shit like that, dog. Come on, man. Come on, man. There's even like, if you say whatever, man, just you can make an offer and it can be accepted and there still be no contract. Okay. Yeah, you made an offer. Yes, he accepted it, but there was no goods or services exchanged. So there's no valid contract. There's no valid contract. You don't get anything. All there was an offer and acceptance. Okay. It's all there was offer and acceptance. Offer and acceptance does not mean contract. That's what you think. You think offer and acceptance means there's a contract. No. Okay? You can ask a woman out for dinner. Will you go to dinner to meet with me tonight? And she says yes. She's under no obligation to go. And she don't owe you shit if she went there. Okay? There's no contract. There was an offer and there was an acceptance. But there was no contract, dude. Y'all just don't know what you're talking about. The real one, the offer, was there a question who was the main generator of that money, AJ? What? The offer was there. The offer was there. The question is, who was the real generator of that money, AJ or Wilder? The real generator of the money are the fans that are going to pay it or the people that were going to put the money up front. The $50 million offer was to buy the rights to the fight. That's what they were saying. I'll give you $50 million for the fight, which means, and I'm not talking about for the fight like for you to fight. No, we're going to give you $50 million for the fight, which means the whole damn thing. The television rights in the United States, the television rights in the UK, the gate, right? The gate, the concessions, the ad revenue on the ring, all of that. We want all of that. So what you're going to do is we're going to give you $50 million. You are going to show up and fight as a paycheck. That's what they were saying. We're giving you $50 million for the fight, for your rights, all the rights that you have associated with that fight. Not, I'm going to pay you $50 million to actually fight. I know that is like a real crazy distinction, but that's actually what they were saying. I'm paying you $50 million for the event. I'm buying this event, right? That's what Eddie Hearn is doing to Deontay Wilder. When he gave him a flat fee, he's like, I'm buying the event. I'm going to give you $15 million cash. That's all you get. Now I own the event. He's buying the rights to the event, and he's buying the rights to the event and a commitment from Deontay Wilder to show up and get in the ring. That's what Eddie Hearn was trying to buy. And that's why Tyson Fury said, that's why they're like, this is a paycheck. It's an insult because you're trying to own everything. Not, well, this is your biggest payday ever. Dude, I don't want payday. I want to own the pub. I want to own my rights. I want my rights to the fight. That's like saying, publishing rights, right? Like people are like, the musicians that make most money are the ones that own the publishing rights, right? So now every time, I like big butts, the guy that owned the publishing rights, right, is the one that's making all the money. They paid the musician a paycheck, so they get paid one time. And after that, they don't get anything else. They've given up all their rights to that event. That's the distinction between the flat fee offer and the percentage offer. But it's really not the big thing. It is when you keep a percentage, that's your percentage interest in the event, all of the future earnings in the event, all of the advertisers in the event, all of those things that can vary, they can be higher or lower than you expect it to. He's treating Deontay Wilder like a janitor. No, we're paying you like we pay the janitors. They're going to get paid to come in and clean the floor. You're getting paid to come in and fight. That's the issue. That's the issue. Deontay Wilder could have, if Deontay Wilder owns publishing rights to that fight, then every time they air it, right? Every time they do highlight films of it, anytime somebody wants to use that footage, he gets paid, right? Same thing with Floyd Mayweather Jr. That's why Floyd Mayweather Jr. is like, I'm still getting checks. He's like, oh, I'm getting checks that I ain't even cashed yet, right? Ain't that what he said? I got fights. I'm not even cashing my De La Hoya check. I'm still getting money off of De La Hoya, right? You think Muhammad Ali's family is getting money from ESPN for the fights that Top Rank has of Muhammad Ali on ESPN Plus? You think Ali's getting paid for that? Probably not, because he got a paycheck. And Bob Arum owned the publishing. So Bob Arum is still getting paid off of Ali's fights. And Ali might not be getting paid. Ali's family's probably not getting paid off Ali's fights. That's what they're trying to avoid when they say, give me a flat fee. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You guys are more, man, shut up. Shut up. I think Fannon is a student of Al Heyman. No, dude, I'm a student of law school. I'm a student of contracts. I mean, you acting corny. I've never met the dude. This is common. This is business. It's business. It's intellectual. It's intellectual property. That's intellectual property. You create something, you own it. If you create a piece of art, right? You own that piece of art. That's what you own. If you create music, you own that music. Every time somebody plays your song, every time somebody uses half of your song, you get paid. If you try to upload Michael Jackson's music onto YouTube, you're going to get a little thing that says, this is owned by this person. And they're going to put ads on your videos, and the revenue from those videos are going to go to them. Okay? If you do a highlight film of a PBC fight, you take a Floyd Mayweather something else, a PBC event, and you put it on your channel, what you will get immediately is something that says Al Heyman Properties, LLC, LTD, or whatever, owns this work, but we're not going to give you a strike. We're just going to, if you put ads on it, they're going to get a percentage of your ads. They get paid for that. That is not Al Heyman inventing that. That is copyright law. That's intellectual property. It's intellectual property, right? Boxing is the same way. You create an event and you film it, right? You film it. And Deontay Wilder says, look, if you're going to film me fighting, Anybody that watches me fight live or later, 100 years from now, need to pay me for that. And if they don't pay it to me, they pay it to my estate. But if you're a janitor, you think the janitors in there get the same money? You think they'd be like, well, I clean the floor. So since I clean the floor, anytime they show this picture of this clean floor, I'm going to get paid. No, they're going to give you a paycheck, which is this. You're an employee. We own all rights to this. This is a work for hire. And that is a clause in the contract. Work for hire. All right. And I'll do a screenshot for you. Since I'm teaching you. And this is information. I'm not giving you legal advice. You will see this in your, if you see this, these words, I just pull one up. Let's just do a camp, because I am not going to show you any of the ones that I work on. All right, so okay, I'll read it. I won't show it because I don't want to mess up their stuff. Okay, because I don't want to get in trouble with them. Work for product ownership. Any copyrights, works, ideas, discoveries, inventions, patents, products, or other information collectively known as the work product developed in whole or part by a person in connection with the services shall be of exclusive property of this bank. Upon request, you shall sign all documents necessary to confirm and perfect the exclusive ownership of this customer of that product. Okay? That, if you see that in your agreement, that tells you that this is a work for hire. If you fight on this, I'm putting you on this stage, Floyd Mayweather Jr., and we have resurrected Muhammad Ali. And you guys are going to have a sparring match, and we're going to film it. But this is a work for hire, right? So you will, any copyrightable work that you did, that means the fight, ideas, discoveries, inventions, patents, products, right? Products. What could a product be? Oh, a DVD of old fights. Or the product could be ESPN packages that show old historical fights. Or it could be derivative. It could be a project like a picture of Muhammad Ali and Ali fighting each other on a commercial, on a Budweiser commercial, or on a Buick commercial, right? And that's a work for hire. And they're saying they own it. And you will, in exchange for this money, sign all paperwork presented to you that will ensure that I get ownership of that property. Don't talk to me, man. Don't talk to me, man. Leave me alone. Go tell somebody else that. Go tell them troll channels that. You don't know what you're talking about. I can show you the specific words used by people to accomplish what I'm telling you that Eddie Hearn was trying to accomplish with a flat fee offer. Because what are Anthony Joshua's fights shown, right? You ever seen a product in Anthony Joshua as a sponsor, in a sponsorship, might have him in the ring holding his hands up, holding his belt up? Well, guess what? If Deontay Wilder's in the back of that ring in that event, he's in that event. He owns a percentage of that. They got to pay him too. But if they give him a paycheck, they ain't got to pay it. Right? 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 I don't know, Fannon. I don't know. Shit. Yeah, dog. That's why they don't want to do that, dog. They never had a term sheet. That's a blatant lie. You're a fucking moron. Do you know what a term sheet is, dummy? You know what? Dude, a term sheet is not binding. A term sheet is not binding, you dummy. All he did is, that's not a binding agreement. That's just saying, okay, here. We talked about this. Let me put it down on a piece of paper for you. Okay? That's what a term sheet is. That's not legally binding, dog. It's not binding. It's like a memorandum of understanding. And it'll say in there, all we're doing is documenting for clarity's sake what we agreed to. That's it. It's not even verbal, dude. And you're saying they didn't send a term sheet. I'll bet you they sent a term sheet. How the fuck would he have known he got it? What was the piece of paper that they sent him then if it wasn't a term sheet? Stupid? Not stupid, just uneducated. Go away, man. You don't know. Go troll another channel with that, man. You're never going to get that off on me, dude. Because you don't know whether or not he gave a term sheet or not. You have no idea whether he did that or not. Unless you're in Shelly Finkel's email. But Deontay Wilder said it's in an email. I forwarded you an email from these guys. What do you think that was? You think a term sheet is some legally binding document? It's not. Okay? Other than if it has a confidentiality clause in it, and you could put it in there that we know that no amount of money or whatever will be in exchange, blah, 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 blah. And we agree we can seek an injunction if you say something about this. But more than likely, they're going to give a non-disclosure agreement before the term sheet's there, which is why you know these cats, Eddie's full of shit. Why don't these guys even have NDAs? NDAs, which won't even allow you to talk about all this stuff. That's the main reason why I believe he's full of shit. Because if you're talking about it out in public, that means the finances of it and the money of it, that tells you that you're not serious. Because if you were serious, before you sat down, you would have something called an NDA. You would have a non-disclosure agreement. You might even have a non-disclosure agreement and a non-circumvention agreement and a non-disparagement with a non-disparagement clause in there. You have an NDA, an NNN, and making sure you got a disparagement clause on it before you even started talking. So that way you know you can sit down on the table and they're not going to take the information that you have and go use that to start a fight with somebody else or start a conversation with you and then blast it all over the internet to make you look bad. That's why Lou DiBella said, man, you don't even do this shit over the table. I mean, you don't even do this in the internet. What is this? Do you ever heard of Deontay Wilder? When Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua get answered, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury get asked questions about the money related to their contract, they say, I can't say anything. I can't discuss finances. That's what they say. Before you knew the fight was made, that's what they said. When you ask them about their money, they get quiet in the mug. And that's because I'm betting that's because they've got real ramifications on them if they share it. Eddie Hearn ain't serious when he's talking about, oh, I offered him 40%. I offered him 15 million. I offered him this. That's what I wanted to do. He's talking in the media, which means that's not a real discussion. How come you don't know? That's why you don't know how much Alexander Povetkin got. You didn't hear what he was offering Alexander Povetkin because he wasn't telling anybody what he offered Alexander Povetkin because he wanted to make the fight. Even this Jarrell Big Baby Miller thing, they were keeping that shit mum. Like, well, we're not really going that far, blah, 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 blah. You don't know what you're talking about, dog. Real one, I have no idea what they offered him because they didn't say it. Proof of funds is this. There's the term proof of funds. When Lou DiBella said that, I was like, nah, sometimes people refer to things differently, right? He knows what escrow is, though. You know what I mean? But escrow, you put money in escrow after the agreement's done. You don't show it beforehand. You come up with an agreement. You say, okay, we're going to do this. And part of this is by this date, you're going to have X amount of money in an escrow account. And these are going to be the terms. This is going to be the terms, the way that the escrow account's set up. And that's part of the consideration. That's a term of the contract, which you've already had to agree to that. You wouldn't give them proof of the funds before you even sign up the agreement. You get into the agreement and you say, okay, we're going to fight. This is what we believe we're going to do. But look, I need some assurances. So after we sign this agreement, we will move forward after you do this by this date. and we need 10% of the money in escrow in this account with this person and mutually agreed upon person in the bank in a bank in Chicago. And that might be what he's talking about when there's no proof of funds and actual funds in escrow. That might be why he refers to those things differently. But like I said, people use different verbiage for the same thing depending on where they're from. But you guys just don't know what you just don't know what you're talking. You just don't know what you're talking about. And you don't want to just fess up that you don't know what you're talking about. Ignorance is okay, man. Stupidity isn't. If you don't, you got to know what you don't know. I'm not going to sit here and talk to you about how you build a deck, right? Or how you drive a truck. I don't know how to drive a truck. So I can't talk to you about it. I know you don't know how to drive this truck, okay? 5 minutes in, not even 5 minutes from the question that you ask, I know what you don't know, right? You know, I know what you don't know just by the question you asked. Anyway, man, let me check these super chats and get out of here, man. It's been a lot of fun. I go try to get some work done, dog. I'm about to try to get a new Patreon video up on there, dog. Yeah. Man, BFTV said this is what I've been wanting to do. That's what's up. And said I wish a mofo would debate me food. You know that, dog. You know the deal. But look, man, I'm gonna get out of here, man. Check out KQKC Boxing. Check out Best Fight the Best Boxing at 3:30. I think World Breaker is coming on at around 1:30 with Kurt Sugar. Stay Ready Boxing's doing his thing. World Breaker. What's Blazing is going. 78 Sports TV is more likely going to go on at 7. But if 78 Sports TV does not go on at 7, then you will see Fannon on at 7. If for some reason 78 got something to do, if he asks, if not, if he asks somebody else, it'll be somebody else. But anyway, it is what it is. And with that, I'm out. Peace.